The closer we get to the release of Tarkir Dragonstorm, the more these numbers start to get way out of balance. Players are after this product. They're looking for those collector boxes. And in today's video, we are talking about the overall sales for this set, taking a look at some of the singles and why players are buying them, so much so that they've caused buyouts on the pre-order of these single cards. Welcome back, everyone. MTG Moxman here. Thank you again for hanging out with me for another video today. We're talking about Tarkir Dragonstorm. How well this set is being received would be an understatement. The overwhelming majority of players are really digging this set, digging the vibe, digging the feel of a high fantasy epic adventure, and they want to buy the product. That has led to several problems, which are really good problems to have in this case, but it lets us wonder, lets us think about how future sets may be received if Wizards of the Coast gets the message. Now, first off, the collector boxes. They are selling like hotcakes. Almost every store I know is completely sold out, or they're sold out to the point that they're not willing to risk any additional boxes. They're waiting to see what actually gets coming into the store on allocation. Did they get a couple extra boxes that they asked for, or didn't they? But they're not willing to risk not being able to sell the product to players by not having it in stock. They don't want to have a bad vibe from players saying, I ordered it, they took my money, but they didn't give me something. So stores, if you have any, I understand why you're holding on to them, and so do most of us players at this point. We didn't pre-order. We understand the consequences nowadays of not pre-ordering product. And even then, you can still get jinxed and have orders canceled if a store doesn't get its allocation. So sometimes you just can't win, regardless of what's going on. But now, there's a side note to this. Because you know, Tarkir has the 5 commander decks, right? Well, the sales of that this weekend went through the roof. They're selling phenomenally well. It looks like when the collector boxes stopped being available, players just diverted cash to the next best thing. And for most of them, it looks like the commander decks, because of all the new cards we're seeing revealed in the spoilers, it is just getting people going gangbusters. Now, let's take a look at this for a second. The first one I want to share with you guys, though, is looking at the collector boxes. When we see what's happening in the market, $321.99 US per box, plus there's shipping charges and stuff associated with that. It is insane to think that a lot of people got this in the $250 range. This is $70, $80 higher than what they were just a few weeks ago. Look at how the product changes when the spoilers come around and the hype starts building, and players, nostalgic and new, just recognize how much they want to try this out, how much they want to be there to open a box themselves and experience Tarkir for the first time. I mean, it has been a decade since we've been there. Wizards of the Coast has done a great job. They've done a great job marketing it, letting us know what's coming up. This is something players really want to dig into. It's actually something they desire. And even at that increased price, look at the boxes selling. Hundreds of boxes are selling every couple of days. It is crazy to think where we're going to be. I don't expect the boxes to go higher, by the way. This seems to be around the ceiling right now, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's still a big markup from where they were. But a lot of stores in Canada just don't have any. It's done. And some of the stores that are even getting them are still worried about the tariffs that could be associated with those boxes. But that isn't stopping players from buying them. They really are liking the idea of Tarkir Dragonstorm. They are loving it. Now, not only that, let's jump over here and take a look at our next thing. When you look at cards like Ugin, this card is $150 on pre-order. I did a video last week talking about this, I think on Thursday or Wednesday. These cards are still available everywhere. Anyone who's pre-ordering at $150, it's not selling. That's a good sign. It shows that players have decided that to them, that's not worth the money. It's not worth diving in at that price. But on the other hand, if we take a look at, say, something like Elspeth, which is selling all over the place for its price, you can see how players are looking at this card saying, you know what, $40 is still an expensive Planeswalker, but look how powerful this thing is. This is definitely reminding players of the Planeswalkers of old, how these cards used to be. When you look at cards like Karn Liberated, the original Nicobolas, Jace the Mind Sculptor. Planeswalkers of this era were a game-ending card when they got onto the battlefield. The original Ugin the Spirit Dragon. These things had to be dealt with, and the problem was there wasn't a lot of kill spells for Planeswalkers back then. I think Hero's Downfall was like the first one we saw. Other than somehow dealing direct damage to that Planeswalker, you had to have no other way other than Hero's Downfall. Now we have all kinds of cards that will do this for us, but just seeing Planeswalkers get back to that sort of power level, I mean, there's, it just reminds you of how good some of these cards can look to play with, to feel, and to want to own them. Well, they're selling, and they're selling hundreds of copies. But the Ugin card at the 150 is not selling. So you have one card at the right price range, the other one not. So where will Ugin fall to? Will it go sub 100? Will it have to cycle back to $80 before people really start diving in? That's the question right now. A lot of stores, a lot of people on TCG Player, a lot of people are wondering where it's all going to fall apart. Now let's take a look at this too. Now here we have Mox Jasper. If you took a look at the sales records for this, right now I'm showing you on the screen, you can see it's very sporadic, couple of sales here and there of people buying at that price point, but not really a lot of sales to talk about. If you compare this though to even Ugin, Eye of Storm, he has more sales than the Mox Jasper, even at his inflated price. People are buying that card more. Mox Jasper is cool on paper, but it doesn't seem to have the connective ability, the synergy needed to really have players buying the card right now. They haven't seen any dragon card that links directly to helping this guy get cast quicker, better, and more efficiently to get the mana going. It just shows you that players are a lot more disconcerting and understand where the value is. Because when they look at something like the Elspeth Stormslayer, that's the card that they're willing to spend money on. They can see the benefits of that card right away. It can protect itself. It has offense and defense, 5 casting costs. It's got a good loyalty counterpoint. It's a great card. It's going to sell really well. And it was selling at the inflated price and it's still sold out. I mean, even locally, if I pop this card up for you, this Elspeth locally completely sold out at $75, which I said was around $44 to $50 US. Completely sold out. Other stores, completely sold out. The pre-order for this card is through the roof. Players are not just excited, they are just dying to get these cards in their hands and build decks and play with them. Whether it's Commander or they're playing in a standard format, Modern, I don't care. They want the card, they're willing to spend the money to get it, and that tells you the excitement level is really high because they're buying them before they even really see how they're going to play, or they see how they're actually going to be valued at 6 weeks from now. This is crazy stuff to see this kind of level of interest. And this is because players kind of felt starved when we looked at the last couple of sets. The Ghostbusters themed Duskmourn. When you look at the Aether Drift, these are sets that had some good cards in them, but the stories didn't really match up. They didn't meet that high fantasy appeal to a lot of players. And now that we're seeing it, well, the writing's on the wall. Wizards will get a green light saying, this is what we want to see. We need to see more of it. The problem is it takes them a long time to get around to making more sets like this because they're years in advance. So trust me, they're going to get the go-ahead on this. They're going to see that this is the things we like to see, and they're going to take that as a forward momentum green light to move more sets like this and hopefully new worlds that are more set in a high fantasy theme. I hope they go with it. Either way, I wanted to share these numbers with you. I wanted to let you guys know that yes, you're right. And the last thing we have to cover today is going to be the Commander decks. Because those things, I'm not going to show you any images today, but they're selling out everywhere. I got stores telling me their allocation that they're willing to risk is totally done. They need to keep a few because they want to open them and crack them for singles themselves, but the actual sets they had all completely sold out. They're done, they're gone at many of the stores I deal with. So keep that in mind, guys, that some of these might be hard to find. They will get reprinted, but they may be hard to find in the initial run. And we've seen this many times with a certain individual Commander deck that seems to be the high-priced version for all the sets that come out. We always know there's one that seems to do better than the others. Well, it looks like all these are being pretty popular right now because they're being sold as the set of 5. So keep it in mind that you may not be able to get it. And if you're looking for it, well, you better hunt it down quickly. I want to thank you guys again for being here on the channel today. Thanks for hanging out with the Mox Man. I hope you guys enjoyed today's content. If you're new to the channel, you guys can help me. You can subscribe to the channel. You can turn on your notification bell. I put out new content every single day, and we're trying to get to that 30,000 subscribers, and you guys help make it happen each and every day when you hit that subscribe. So thanks again for being there. Thanks for watching my videos. I hope you had a good time while you were here, and I'm looking forward to reading your comments in the comment section. I'll see you guys tomorrow with another video. Hey guys, a big shout out and thank you. Because I got patrons here, we got YouTube membership members here, we got people who support this channel each and every day. And because of that, I want to make sure that I show you guys how much you're appreciated to be supporting this channel by mentioning a new video message every single day. So if you're new to the channel, if you're an old member of the channel, thank you for supporting each and every day. I look forward to these videos, and thank you for allowing me to do them. I'll see you guys tomorrow, of course, with another video. Good times, good sales, and a ramble jamble to follow it all up. Yeah, I still got my coffee from the live stream. We're still kicking this out. And I gotta be honest, guys, the sales are phenomenal. We're doing really good. This is one of those sets I'm going to remember fondly, and that's because everyone's talking about it, everyone's excited for it, and it's about time that we felt this way. Wizards of the Coast, you did a good job. The pricing, like I said, I'm always going to argue about the pricing. But a good product, it's just a good product. You can appreciate that. You can look at it and say, hey, they did that right. I'm not mad. I'm excited. I'm going to a pre-release. Even if it's more expensive because of the tariffs, I'm going to that pre-release. It's going to be great. I'm going to play with some dragons. Going to hopefully crack a cool planeswalker. Going to rock this one. That's what we're talking about, Wizards of the Coast. Keep up a semi-good job right now. I'm giving them credit. It's kind of scaring me. Am I sick of my stomach? Not yet. Oh, it's a good sign. Guys, have a great one. We'll see you tomorrow. Ramble Jamble.